Hey, what's up YouTube fam? How you guys doing today? So today I'm posting a video of like a white croc French tip design. For the base, I'm using Prettiest Pink by Valentino and I'm using Cassis Smooth Setting Monomer. You can find those both on, well, I don't know about Valentino, but you can find the Cassis on Amazon. So I'm taking my panna brush in the size 14, dipping in monomer, applying the acrylic, letting it drip down, letting gravity help me, but then also patting it into form, making sure my sidewalls are nice and tight, making sure everything is nice and flat and smooth. It's kind of hot in my room, so it was setting a little fast, but that's okay. Yeah, that's a little tidbit if you guys don't know. If the temperature in your room is hot, it's going to set really fast, and then if the temperature in your room is super cold, it's going to set a little slower than normal or even be a little bit runny. So those are just things to keep in mind that most people don't really talk about, but yeah, sometimes you just have to learn things through experience. So I'm taking another medium-sized bead and I'm gonna blend that down, pat it down. You want to use really light tapping motions or else you're just gonna be kind of wiping off the product. So I'm cleaning up my sidewalls, making sure there's no acrylic on the skin. I'm looking at it from all angles. Right now I'm not too worried about building my apex or anything or giving it like thickness. I just want to get the base color on, and then I'm going to go in with some clear acrylic and build my apex and give some structure and shape to the nails, just because I feel like these Valentino powders for these little I think it's like 1.5 ounces or 2 ounces, like 17 bucks. So I try just to keep my color powder use to the minimum and then just build any thickness with clear acrylic. That's just something I do to kind of save money and then save my powder as well, so I'm not running through them as fast, since this is one of the most popular ones I use. Anyway, I'm going in with another bead. I kind of drag that down the nail. I feel like the bigger your brush is, the faster your sets will go. This is just the size that I'm comfortable with, and I really love this brush. So I'm going to be, again, just tightening up my sidewalls, patting anything down. If my brush is too dry, I'm going to add some liquid. So I'm going to place it. And I think right here I kind of just like was wiping away product. You got to let it sit for a little bit. I don't know why I was in a rush right there. But the most important thing you want to work on is your powder to liquid ratio before anything else. You want to work on that before anything else, like the designs, the techniques and different styles will come, but you want to work on your application and your monomer to acrylic powder ratio first. Just because it'll make everything easier at the end of the day. The better your application is, the faster your filing will be. And then the better your application is, the faster your sets will go and everything like that. So definitely focus, if you're learning as a beginner, focus on your monomer liquid to powder ratio. I'm going to be making a video about that soon. Obviously mine's still not perfect, but I have learned some things along the way, and just different, keeping in mind that different brands are like work different together. So for example, Valentino covers, I really love them, but they are a little bit on the runnier side compared to like Young Nails, for example. But I'm just gonna let you guys watch the application, watch how I'm doing it. You want to look at down the barrel for any unevenness. You want to check your sides to make sure you have acrylic on all sides of your finger. If you see I'm like rotating my finger, a bunch of different ways to try and make sure that I have acrylic there, to make sure that no acrylic is missing on the tips or anything like that. So that's another thing to keep an eye out for too. And since this Valentino powder is a little bit runnier, I do like to like drain my bead on a napkin. So I'll let it sit and polymerize for a little bit, and then I'll drain it on a napkin just so it's not like too runny. And as you can see, I start off with a tip bead, then I go to the middle where I'm like placing the bead where my apex would be, and then the cuticle. But I don't use just like a set 2 beads or a set 3 beads. Like I use as much as I need and you guys should feel encouraged to use as much as you need as well. Everybody works differently, and like there's no rules. Like there's no rules to that. I mean, obviously it's more helpful to learn speed wise to get your nails done in, how do you say, like a few, okay, like I was saying, to get your nail done in like the fewest beads possible. But that'll come with time, just work on your application, make sure you're, sealing your cuticles, you're not flooding your cuticles, make sure you're giving a little bit of structure to your beads where it needs to be, and all of that stuff. So I will let you guys watch a little bit of my application. And then after this, I'm just going to be applying clear acrylic, like I said, where it needs to go right there at the apex. As you can see, when I turn it from the side, you can see it's flat. So I'll be adding the clear acrylic to build the apex, seal the cuticle, and all that good stuff. Okay, and right here I'm going to be filing down my acrylic nails. So I like to do the sides. You want to make sure that you have a finger back there on your file to support your file. Um, I like to start off with the sides, the top, and then the undersides. So right now I'm filing the side. I'm trying to make sure it's nice and straight, and then I'm going to tilt my finger and try to get under those nails to make sure those are straight as well. And I'm just going to do that for all of the nails. I'm using, I believe, a 100/100 grip, if I'm not mistaken. It's really fine, but I like it. Some people use 80/80 grit to file and get that shape down perfect, but I think these files work for me, and this is what I had on hand anyway. So as you can see, I'm doing the left side, the right side, and then the undersides as well. You can also do this with your e-file, but I just like to go in with a hand file at first and make sure I have all my like preliminary filing down. And then you can also file down the entire nail just to help give it shape as well. So I'm going to continue filing down a little bit, getting those sides. Fellow nail techs, if you're watching this, tell me it's not so hard to file your own freaking nails. Like sometimes I feel like I'm going to give myself freaking carpal tunnel by the way I'm bending them. But as you can see, I kind of built a little bit of apex, a little bit of structure, and right now I'm just kind of taking down any thickness. I think I added it too thick at the end of the pointer finger, but that's okay. But that's what I'm saying. If you get your application done perfect, like you're going to cut down on your filing time, you're going to cut down on your application time, and you're just going to get faster and faster the more you practice. And that's my biggest advice when you're doing nails is just practice any chance you get. Like, watch videos on YouTube. That's pretty much how I learned. Like, V Nailed It, Natalie Carmona, Kiara Sky. Young Nails has a lot of really useful videos, not only for learning to do nails, but also marketing and everything. Marketing yourself and your brand because you are your business. Your services are your business. So you got to figure out a way to get yourself out there so people will get in your chair. So a lot of that today has to do with social media. So a social media presence is highly recommended. You know, like if you're sitting down practicing, even if you feel like it didn't come out good, record it. Record it, post it, make some type of TikTok, Instagram reel, Instagram post just to post your project, your progress, because I'm sure other nail techs out there will agree and be inspired. You never know who you're inspiring with your work. People, you know, you may not think people are watching, but people are watching you. People are, you know, watching your hustle, watching you struggle. But, you know, it'll be worth it when you're just that bitch, you know? So, you know, just keep working, keep practicing, practice any chance you get. Um, Watch videos, record yourself practicing. This is another helpful thing. Record yourself practicing and like watch back your application, watch back your filing, like watch yourself doing these things, and that can help you learn as well too. I know that people do that in like sports. When I used to play softball and basketball, they would record our games and then we would go into the locker rooms after school and practice and like watch our plays and watch kind of what we did, and you can sometimes see where you went wrong or see where you could improve. So that's one thing I highly suggest too. And also just, you know, like if you're doing anything like nail related, post it. If you're going to go on a nail supply haul, post it, you know, like post what you're using, post everything basically. Um and when you're doing all of this and building your nail presence, building your social media presence, the one thing that you want to focus on is consistency. For me personally, when I started, I want to say March 2021. Started for a little bit. I would do my nails like every 2 weeks just because I was just doing my nails, but I wasn't practicing. I wasn't like dedicating all my time to it until about November. When, if you look back on my YouTube channel, I first posted videos like 5 months ago or something like that. And then from there, I kind of just stopped for a while and I'm barely getting back on it. But I feel like if I was more consistent with posting and everything like that, I would be farther along. So just take any free time you have. You know, you got to work towards it. It's something that you got to push yourself. It's going to be really hard. There's going to be times where you're going to get frustrated and want to give up, but you can't. You just got to keep going, and you'll make it. You will progress. You'll see your progress. You'll see the love you get and the support you get. So, yeah. Sorry, I just want to talk I just want to talk more on this video just to share my tips and help you guys out if you're a beginner. Just because it can be hard when you're a beginner. Like, you don't really have any guidance. I feel like a lot of people can be helpful in the nail industry, but you'll run into the people that are kind of like gatekeepers and they want to gatekeep products and techniques and advice, but no, we ain't about that here. We're all about sharing our knowledge here. Okay, so right here I'm going to start my French design. This is just one of the methods that you can use. So you want to do kind of like a V French and then make a little line across, which makes an A. And from there you can connect all the lines. I recommend getting, what's it called? A long liner brush like the one I'm using. This one is the Beetles Nail Art Gel Set. This is the long black one. But if you do Frenchies a lot, or if you're going to do Frenchies a lot, this will make your life so much easier to have a long liner brush. And what I like to do is just outline the French tip, make sure I get all my sides. I was a little messy with my sides in this video, but you can just clean it up with acetone. Anyways, then I'll, fill it in with my, what's that called? Nail brush. I'll fill it with my nail brush. It just makes time go a little bit faster. I feel like you can sit there and try to do it with your gel liner brush, but I feel like it'll take time. I want to make sure to get the tip too. There's some spots I missed, but I'll go back and, oh yeah, here I am right now. I'm going back. This brush is a little thick for that, but that's okay. I just cleaned up with any acetone. But yeah, you want to make sure you get all the sides. If you see right there, I messed up a little bit. That's okay though. So I'm just gonna do my Frenchies. This is another way I do it. It just like normally it comes easily to me, but that letter A French tip kind of method is a good one you can use. Another one you can use is like taking the nail brush and doing about like filling out halfway and then making your French outline, if that makes any sense. So what I'm doing right now, you could do that first before you do your outline, and then you can make your outline. I hope that makes sense. So the polish I'm using right now is Valentino White. I believe it's in the number 45. It's a really good polish. I wish I would have went and double coated it just so it can be opaque, but it's a little transparent. But that's okay because we're doing the Croc design over it anyway. But yeah, so I'm just going in, I'm filling in my French designs. I'm gonna leave this in real time just so you guys can see, my process and anything that I go back and do, all the little details and all that. I like my French to be a little long. You can do a deep French. It's really up to you and like whatever you or your client prefer. But this is like kind of the length that I like my Frenchies at, and I feel like they look the best at. These nails are, I would say, I don't know if they're XL, but they're long to me. I wouldn't say they're like XXL or XL to me, but they're long. But yeah, obviously the shorter your nails are, the kind of less product you use, the less time you spend on the nail art. Here I am doing the A method again. It just really helps like with keeping your sides even, I guess, and keeping the length of your Frenchies even. So yeah, if you haven't tried that out, go ahead and try it. Like, see what works for you. It's always worth it to try something. You gotta try new things because it could be better than the method that you're using. Okay, so I went ahead and cured that, and right now I'm going to take that same polish and I'm going to be making just like 4 or 5 lines right across the nail, and then on the sides you want to make shorter lines close to each other, and then also in between the long lines if you can, just to give it that crocodile design slash effect. And I'm gonna do this on all of my nails, and I'm not gonna cure this. So you're gonna wait to cure it until you're all done with all your nails, or you can do it nail by nail, it's up to you. But I personally just do them all, do the croc design on all of my nails first, and then I'm gonna go in with some clear acrylic powder and pour the clear acrylic powder on top of the wet polish design that I just did. So again, I did clear my Frenchie already. I cured my French tip already, and I'm going in with this wet gel right here, this uncured gel, doing the design, and then I'm gonna cover it with clear top coat. And you can also use colored top coat if you want. I feel like not top coat, colored acrylic if you want, if you're going for that design. You could even use white for this design, but I just thought like clear was fine for me. It was already out. Maybe white would be more vibrant. I'm not sure. Try that out and let me know if you do this design. So yeah, as you can see, I'm just making little lines. You can use a dotting tool. A dotting tool is really helpful too. I just use a little detailer brush. And I'm going in those sides. I know it's hard to see because it's white on white plus my ring light, but I hope you can see that I'm trying to go in between those lines and just trying to give them the same amount of distance as well. I always feel like pinky nail art is the hardest for me to do because it's like so far. If that makes any sense, it's like so far over there. And then I have to like rotate my whole ass arm to get this side of the pinky. That's why I'm just like, okay, let me hurry up and finish this. But anyway, so I'm done with that. And now I'm going to apply my clear acrylic over it. You can use a cuticle pusher, and in a minute I'm going to grab a nail tip if that's faster for you. You can use anything pretty much to scoop up your clear acrylic. You're going to throw it on there. Remember, this is uncured gel design. So you're not going to cure it until after you coated it in your clear acrylic. And then you can brush it off after you've cured it for 60 to 90 seconds depending on what gel polish you used. So I'm just making sure I'm getting every little line, making sure it's all covered. And it's okay if it gets on your nails or anything like that. Like it's fine. You can just brush it off. But I do like to put top coat on my Frenchie before doing this, just so you have a nice non-sticky base. If you have a sticky base where your nude is, it might stick, so make sure you put top coat before any design art. And you should use top coat or base gel or matte coat before you're doing any nail art anyways, to help smooth out the base for you to draw. I'm going to cure it for 60 seconds, brush all that off, and voila, you got your French croc design. So pretty, so pretty, I love it. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know if this video was helpful at all. Thank you guys for sticking around and watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!